Today I want to show you how to make the perfect risotto, and I want to show you by making a risotto bianco, white risotto base. And look at that, it's creamy, it's oozy, it tastes absolutely incredible. And I know you want to make it as well because it's so simple and so delicious. This is food that everyone can make. Pan is on a medium heat. I'm gonna pour the rice in. I'm gonna toast it until it's hot to the touch. Once it's toasted, set it aside again for later. The next step is to finally dice an onion. You need to remove the tail first and make sure you keep the root on. Even now, when I'm gonna cut it in half, I'm gonna cut it throughout the middle to make sure the root stays on both sides. To finally dice it, you wanna slice it first, this way, but not all the way through. And you can see the onion at this point is all chopped already, but still all together because of the root. Then slice it again on the other side, so you can see you can create finely diced onion. I put the pan back on a medium-low heat, and now I'm gonna go in with a good glug of olive oil and then straight in with the onions. At this point, what you wanna do is to cook the onion gently with no color. Add a good pinch of salt as well. This will help to release the juices from the onions and to cook them nicely. While the onions are cooking, make sure you're ready to go with the other three ingredients: the toasted rice, the white wine, and the stock. You can see that the onions are cooking slowly. They're getting nice and soft. They have no color, and only at this point you can go in with the rice. I'm gonna go in now with a good glug of white wine. This one is gonna give a beautiful acidity and a little bit of sweetness to the rice. It's important that the stock is always warm throughout the cooking process, so the risotto is not gonna cool down. I'm gonna keep the risotto pan on a medium high heat, and I'm gonna add the warm stock ladle by ladle. Throughout the cooking process, you wanna make sure that the stock is always at the same level of the rice or just a little bit above. And you wanna make sure you keep stirring it. This will help to make it nice and creamy. Why? Because when you're stirring it, you're beating each grain of the rice, and each grain will release the starch, and it will help it to make it super creamy. As soon as you see the stock going down, keep feeding that risotto with a little bit of stock, ladle by ladle. Make sure to keep the rice constantly cooking and bubbling away at the same temperature, and it should take about 20 minutes. Here you can see the grain puffing up, cooking all the way through. Keep stirring. Keep an eye on the timing, and towards the end of the cooking, taste the rice to make sure it's perfectly cooked. Should feel nice and creamy, but still should hold a little bit of a bite. Not really al dente, but the grain shouldn't feel too mushy. To avoid overcooking the rice, you wanna make sure you don't have too much stock towards the end of the cooking. So keep an eye on the timing. My one now is fully cooked, so only at this point, turn off the heat and go in with the butter and the cheese. Adding cold butter instead of room temperature, it will help to make it even more creamy because it's gonna melt slowly. Loads of cheese at this point, don't be shy. I like to add as well a touch of black peppercorn here, almost like if you're making a cacio e pepe risotto. This part is really important. It's called Mantecatura. It means it's the moment where you're gonna make it creamy towards the end. So take your time, stir it very well until the butter and the cheese is fully melted. And if it looks like the risotto go a little bit dry, feel free to add a little bit of stock at this point. Only now, taste it and adjust it for seasoning. You see, I added salt just at the beginning. With the amount of cheese I added, there is no need of extra salt at all. Final step is the resting time. So cover it with a lid and let it rest for about 5 minutes before serving it. Pat it all down. Make sure it spreads all around the plate. Look at that. It's oozy, it's creamy. It is the perfect comfort meal. A little touch of cheese, a drizzle of good extra virgin olive oil at the top, and that's it. This one is a simple white risotto, risotto bianco. But as I said, you can use this as a canvas. You can add any ingredients you want, pumpkin, butterscotch puree, mushroom, fish towards the end to make sure it cooks to perfection. It's totally up to you. But even just like this, as it is, with a little bit of cheese, a little bit of butter, a little bit of black pepper,